Welcome to the tournament of God saga of Dragon Ball Omni Dimensions. In the previous chapter 3, we saw how Goku and Vegeta were able to achieve Ascended Ultra Instinct and Ascended Ultra Ego while fighting against Grand Priest Goku and Grand Priest Vegeta. But before Grand Priest Goku and Grand Priest Vegeta finish Goku and Vegeta, Jiren comes from nowhere, very angry, losing himself due to rage. So will Jiren be able to show something new? Let's find out in chapter 4. And if you want to support me, you can check out my Patreon where I will soon be sharing all of the awesome things. So you will get some Patreon exclusive perks and it will help me to continue the manga. So now let's start. In Rage, he begins to power up in front of Grand Priest Goku and Grand Priest Vegeta, but Jiren first targets Grand Priest Goku. Grand Priest Goku is also ready to fight and they both start staring at each other while powering up in front of each other. This time it appears that Grand Priest Goku is not pleased with Jiren's behavior, as evidenced by the way Grand Priest Vegeta sees Grand Priest Goku, as Grand Priest Goku is becoming enraged. Without wasting any time, Jiren and Grand Priest Goku rush towards each other. Then suddenly, Jiren throws a powerful Trooper Punch on Grand Priest Goku, but Grand Priest Goku easily stops that punch with only one hand. Then Jiren realizes that a single punch is not enough. He throws a double hand fist, but very splendidly, Grand Priest Goku stops that punch with a very powerful kick. So throwing punches is not working, so Jiren charges up a beam attack, but Grand Priest Goku, being serious, charges a full power Kamehameha beam, which would be able to erase the existence of Jiren, but still, he seems to be angry. But suddenly Jiren teleports in front of Grand Priest Vegeta to shock him, but Grand Priest Vegeta was already prepared, and in no time he welcomes Jiren with a dimensional beam. It seems like Grand Priest Vegeta is also angry with Jiren, and on the other hand, Grand Priest Goku sees the view of Jiren and Grand Priest Vegeta, because Grand Priest Goku knows that either Grand Priest Goku or Grand Priest Vegeta, Jiren will not able to do any damage to them. Then both of them charged up their beam attack, so the size of the charges is getting bigger, but suddenly a hand comes in front of Jiren's beam, and before he realizes it, Jiren throws his beam attack on the fighter in front of him. But that fighter, without any major effort, stands in front of Jiren's full power beam like nothing. In the blink of an eye, the fighter erases Jiren's beam attack. When Jiren sees all this, he asks the Dragon's Hand fighter, "Who the hell are you? What happened to my attack? It's disappeared." Then Grand Priest Vegeta says, "As usual on time, Saiyan." Then Grand Priest Goku says, "Oh, you finally came." And the way Grand Priest Goku said it, it seems like this fighter is beyond them in terms of power and authority. Goku and Vegeta are standing on the ground, tired of fighting against Grand Priest Goku and Grand Priest Vegeta. Goku sees the new fighter and then says, "Who's he?" And Vegeta, a little pissed off, says, "They just keep coming from nowhere." But in the sky, Jiren, out of rage, rushes towards to throw a powerful punch at the fighter with a dragon's hand. He put all of his energy into this punch and then punched him in the chest. But the fighter didn't feel anything, as if there could be a guard around him. Then the fighter shouts a little, which makes Jiren fly away from him. But not only this, Jiren falls to the ground and it seems like gravity is trying to pull Jiren into the ground. Then Goku and Vegeta rush toward Jiren, seeing him in a state of immense pain. But Grand Priest Goku shouts and says to Goku and Vegeta, "Stop! The Lord is helping him to get his senses back." Which means that the new fighter is helping Jiren instead of fighting. And finally, the fighter with the dragon's hand says, "Here we go, now he can rest." Which means that Jiren was controlled by some negative energy. Then the new fighter introduced himself to everyone and says, "Hello, Saiyans." On the ground, Goku got shocked and said, "What? He is?" And same for Vegeta, and he said, "How is this possible?" Then Grand Priest Goku says, "Welcome back, father." Then Bardock, who has a dragon hand, asked Grand Priest Goku and Vegeta that you both were teasing them in my absence. Then Grand Priest Vegeta said a very interesting thing. "Look at them. You can sense what forms they were using, right? All potential and ki are being wasted. It's like they have too much power and potential but don't know how to channel it within their body, and it's Grand Priest Kakarot who has started it. So I thought I should help him too." Then getting embarrassed, Grand Priest Goku said, "I was just testing them." Then Goku on the ground asked Bardock that, "What has happened to your hand? It seems like a dragon's hand." Then Bardock said, "Oh, this. As you can see, when you are capable of using more than 80% of Ultra Instinct, you got that halo. Then it changes its place and size according to the mastery above 80%. So this dragon hand is a sign of using dragon's power, as I am the only Saiyan who's capable of doing it. I used to train with Zarama and this is my base form and I call it Dragon Instinct." This means, like Ultra Instinct, there is a Dragon Instinct that is only used by the Bardock who belongs to a dimension and universe which is different. Then Bardock explained that you haven't seen a bigger hello like these Grand Priest Saiyans have. But listening to all this, Vegeta wants to clear some things first and asked, can someone please tell us what is going on here? Now he wants to know in detail. Interesting. Jiren, who had been healed by Bardock on the other hand, asked, I also want to know as I am feeling alone among you all Saiyans. Then Bardock and others land on the ground and then Bardock in a funny way says, don't feel alone, trooper, as I am here to fix everything. And then again he said, so I guess I should explain what's going on here first, or you won't be able to give your full mind and body concentration to this training. Then from behind, Grand Priest Vegeta says, but Omni King said before his visit that we have to teach them the basics so they can be able to handle the power of the divine. But before Grand Priest Vegeta said anything further from the word divine, Grand Priest Goku interrupted him and said, Vegeta, why are you ruining the fun? Let them fail it and learn it by themselves. Then because of the argument between Grand Priest Goku and Grand Priest Vegeta, Bardock gets angry and shouts, silence! And you guys can see how the waves are capable of altering space and time are going around. But controlling himself, Bardock says, Vegeta, don't worry, your Omni King is taking some rest for now. So on behalf of him, I'm here. So let me explain the things. And then in the blink of an eye, before anybody can able to know, Bardock is behind Goku and said, listen son. But saying this, Goku got amazed and said, what? When did he? At the very next moment when Vegeta got to know that Bardock was standing behind Goku and him, he got shocked as well and said, when did he come here? But all of this is normal for Bardock, and then he explained that we are from a dimension where Saiyans rule over all of the universes in that dimension, as we are the gods there, as all other angels are resting in their angel realm, but not all of them, and that's why you guys are here. Then getting curious, Vegeta asked, so a Saiyan is the Omni King of that dimension as well. So what's your position? Then Bardock said, yes, a Saiyan is an Omni King and my position. I could be the Omni King myself as I can rival the Omni King. But you know, I am not habitual of the King's title and I am more into fighting. So I am the Shadow Omni King, or you can say the secondary Omni King, who can get the job done when the main one is busy. Like right now, he should supposed to be here, but you can't argue with the real one. So see, we have a very little time and he will come soon to check on you and talk to you guys about something important. So let's move on to the Divine Time Chamber, where you are not able to stand and gravity will break your bones. And as compared to this, Whis training is just nothing. But then Vegeta asked a very interesting question. But why do you guys want to train us? For what? And why do we have to fight? And what has happened to our main universe 7 and the Grand Priest and Omni Kings of it? But seeing this Vegeta asking too many questions, Goku got angry and shouted at Vegeta, Vegeta, stop asking too many questions. They will train us to get some new forms or new techniques. Seeing his son like this, Bardock looked happy and said, as expected from my Kakarot, always hungry to learn new fighting skills and forms. And no, I'm not here to teach you something new, as you don't need to. First, we have to train your weak and fragile body so it will be able to handle the 1% of my power. Right now you have the power, but your body is blocking you from achieving something new. The power you seek is within you. Then replying to Vegeta, Bardock said, and Vegeta, Omni King will answer your questions as you like. And wait, let me heal you guys first before going to the Divine Time Chamber. Then Bardock used Heal Potential technique that heals a fighter, and along with that can able to fix the potential of a fighter, and then Bardock heals Goku, Vegeta and Jiren. And while healing them, Bardock said, don't use these forms, never. And then Bardock explained a very interesting thing and said, I will tell you about the Saiyan curses, but for now, Grand Priest Kakarot, take us to the Divine Time Chamber. And as it comes to go to the Divine Time Chamber, Grand Priest Vegeta got a little pissed and said, I hate that place, wasting a lot of energy in that environment. But Grand Priest Goku trying to cheer him up and said, keep your Saiyan spirits high, Vegeta. And then using the quantum transmission technique, they teleport to the Divine Time Chamber. And as soon as they arrived at the Divine Time Chamber, Goku, Vegeta and Jiren legs start shivering and it seems like they will faint at any moment. Then seeing this, Dragon Instinct Bardock said, oh, so you guys are this weak. I will give you a gift if you guys are able to finish this training. And then with a very evil look, Dragon Instinct Bardock said, let's start the training. So what type of training Goku, Vegeta and Jiren will get? And how powerful this Dragon Instinct Bardock is? Which angel was not going back to the angel realm? And which negative energy was controlling Jiren? You will get all the answers in the upcoming chapters, so do not forget to support the creator on Patreon and follow me on social. All of the links are in the description and in the first pinned comment. And those who haven't watched the previous episodes can check the playlist. The link is showing on the card and in the description. So till then, enjoy.